Hello, my lovely people, my family of sports today. I hope all of you are doing good, enjoying your start of the weekend, Friday, and all very excited for that big clash coming up, India versus Pakistan. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get to see a lot of cricket in that game. You could see I'm coming to you live from a cloudy Kandy. Grey sky still dominating the skyline right behind me. You can see the beautiful Kandy hills as well. But I have good news as far as the weather is concerned, and if you want more details about that, of why I think there's a good chance you will get cricketing action between India and Pakistan come Saturday. All you need to do is check out a detailed video that I've done on the weather on Sports Today a short while ago. I did a very detailed report on why I think, despite all the contrary reports about the weather, that despite that there is a good chance you will get some cricket between India and Pakistan on Saturday on the outskirts of Kandy at Palakele. So check that video out for the weather update. But this particular video that I'm doing is not about the weather. It is about the playing 11. It is about India's playing combination. I'll share details with you as to why India is zeroing in on one playing combination, why India is almost decided in terms of their combination going forward as well, and what is the most likely combination that they are going to be going with in that game versus Pakistan. Siddharth, good afternoon to you as well. I've got the 7 TV who says, sending me a lot of love from Pakistan. Thank you so much. Looking forward to a good game. As I mentioned, do check out my earlier video about the weather. It will give you detail why we should have a game. But in this video, let's talk about the Indian team and their playing combination. What I can confirm right now is that most likely, almost certain, Ishan Kishan is going to be featuring in that playing 11 versus Pakistan. That is something that the Indian team have made up their minds about. I know a lot of you are Sanju Samson fans and thought that there could be an outside chance that Sanju could come in, but that looks bleak, almost negligible as we speak right now for a couple of reasons. One, if you'd seen, Ishan and Sanju both had been given a few chances in West Indies, and after certain good outings by Ishan Kishan, it's pretty much certain that now he was already slightly ahead, but now clearly ahead in terms of the pecking order between Sanju Samson and Ishan. So he is going to start. He was going to start. That was the thought of the team management as well. That's one. Secondly, Sanju Samson, was not in the 17-member squad. He was outside the squad. Now he's the 17th member because KL hasn't come. But there's no official letter that the BCCI has submitted to the Asian Cricket Council whereby they confirm that we are bringing one player in and leaving out the other, because when you bring someone into the 17, you have to leave somebody out officially, and once that person goes out, he cannot come back in. And clearly the Indian team management is waiting on KL Rahul, so they've not taken that decision. So he's not in that squad as such. So there's no chance of then Sanju coming into the 11. And anyway, as I mentioned, Ishan was being looked ahead of Sanju already, and then that belief got even more strengthened after what happened in West Indies. So he's going to play. Now the big question is, where is Ishan Kishan going to bat? Now remember, when Ishan was being picked earlier into the team, it was pretty much clear that Ishan Kishan was your backup opener, because at that time Indian team knew that their first choice wicketkeeper batsman is KL Rahul. He was going to bat in the middle. So Ishan would have been the backup opener. And remember, whenever the Indian team picks a team, they look at a backup opener for sure in the squad. They always look at a backup wicketkeeper as well. And Ishan was filling both those criteria. So Ishan was able to do that, which is why he was going to be a backup opener to Shubman and Rohit, as well as a backup wicketkeeper for KL Rahul. But what has happened after that, the recovery of KL Rahul has gotten pushed even more because of the niggle that he's got. And with that, I think the plans have disrupted a bit India's plan. Slight disruption has happened in India's plan, whereby now you will have to have him in the playing 11, but you can't have him now as an opener because Shubman and Rohit are going to be opening. What's interesting is, there was a school of thought that okay, because KL is not available, Ishan is a top order batter, let's get Ishan to open and get Rohit either to bat at 3, Virat at 4, or maybe Rohit Shubman open, Ishan comes at 3, Virat goes at 4. This was an idea that was floated by a few players on the outside, few former players, but I'm confirming this to you that the Indian team also did think about it. They did tinker with that idea. They did have conversations about this plan, whereby they thought, okay, to get in Ishan because KL is not available, can we look at doing that? And there was talk about this in the Indian team environment. But Rohit Sharma, the captain, put his foot down. He said, no, let's not try and do this experiment. Not at all. Let's not disrupt our top 3. So Rohit Sharma was pretty clear, pretty adamant that we're not going to make any changes to our top 3. So our top 3 will remain the way they are. Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Now whatever needs to be done has to be done in the middle order. This is what Rohit specifically specified in the team meeting, and this is what the Indian team management has now decided, going by what their captain wants. So no changes there. If anyone tells you that this might happen, no chance of that happening. The Indian team has pretty much made up their mind. No more experimentation with the top 3. Also, the thought behind that is that going forward, you may have to go with Ishan for a long time. We don't know what's KL's fitness status right now. There are talks and confirmation from the part of the BCCI. The coach came and said that he'll be available from game 2 onwards, but game 3 onwards. But let's not be certain. We've seen things change with KL Rahul's fitness. So till such time he's here, he's available, he's playing, you'll have to keep your fingers crossed. So in that sense, the Indian team also knows this, and they may have to think about Ishan Kishan as a long-term option, not just in these 2 games, but the rest of the Asia Cup also if KL is not fit. Maybe going into the World Cup. With that in mind, the Indian team has decided, let Ishan Kishan get used to batting in the middle order. If he's going to do it for a long time, if the situation arises where KL is not fit, then might as well get Ishan Kishan used to the middle order rather than right now making space for him in the top order. All of us also changing our position, but then come the World Cup, we'll have to take Virat and Rohit top of the order, then he'll have to come in the middle order. There'll be a lot of confusion. So this, the team management has decided, no, we will not do it. If there is any experimentation, if there is any sort of rotation or getting used to, that Ishan Kishan will have to do. And you got an idea of this thought process in that press conference that Rohit Sharma did after the squad for Asia Cup was announced, where he made it pretty clear that listen, I will open, Shubman will open, Virat will be 3, no changes there. Hardik at 6, Jadeja at 7, no changes there. Any change that will happen will have to be 4 and 5. So that was an indication, and I can confirm that Rohit has said this in discussion with the team management, with the chairman of selector, with coach Rahul Dravid, in their company. In those discussions, Rohit has said no changing the top 3. So that's not happening. Now, Ishan Kishan will bat at 4 or 5. Those are the 2 slots left. What we can confirm to you right now on Sports Today, that what the Indian team is looking at is primarily number 4 for Ishan Kishan. Few reasons for that. One, Ishan is a top order batsman. He's being pushed to a middle order. So you want to keep him as close to the top order as possible. Yes, Shreyas Iyer was to bat at 4, but the Indian team is going to give Ishan that 4th position. That's one reason. The other reason is he's a left-hander. Your top 3 batters are right-hander. So you'd want the left-hander to come as fast as possible. So 4 being ahead of 5, that is the other reason that they're looking at. And thirdly, which I firmly believe, I've mentioned this earlier as well in my chat, that between 4 and 5 for Shreyas Iyer, it's not going to be a world of difference. He's a middle order batsman. 4 and 5, pretty much the same situation. He won't have to make too many adjustments whether he's batting at 4 or 5. So you're not really disrupting him as well. So you're not really disrupting the rest of the order. The only one who's batting kind of out of position is Ishan Kishan. He comes in at 4. And also 4 is the position he's batted earlier. I think he's played 6 or 7 ODI games, even a few T20s for India as well as for IPL at number 4. So he's kind of used to that position. So they will go in with that. And Shreyas Iyer at 5. So this is India's batting order in Indian team's management mind, pretty much certain, with Shubman, Rohit opener, 3 Virat, 4 Ishan Kishan, 5 Shreyas Iyer, 6 Hardik, 7 Jadeja. That's not to say that it's 100% locked or certain. You know that in white ball cricket you really can't have a fixed mindset. You will have to make a few changes here and there, and that might still happen. On certain occasions you might see Shreyas come in a bit early and Ishan go at 5, because there are a few doubts about Ishan Kishan's rotation of strike, Ishan Kishan versus spinners. But I don't think the Indian team management would look to protect him. You know, if spinners are bowling in tandem and a wicket falls, you wouldn't want to send Shreyas because he's good against spinner and not send Ishan, because if you're going to see him and if he may have to bat at that position for long term, might as well let him go and play at number 4. It's better that he gets used to that rather than protecting him, and then when on a bigger game, on a crucial game, that position comes up, he's not used to it. So I think they'll keep it like this: 4 for Ishan, 5 for Shreyas Iyer. On a rare occasion where the situation absolutely demands and there's not much to lose, you might see Shreyas then come at 4 and Ishan Kishan at 5. So this is the team management's thought process, and this is what the team management is going to go with in that game versus Pakistan, which fingers crossed will take place. Once again, I'm repeating that I've done a detailed video about the weather and tried to explain the confusion about the weather, which is got some good news for you. So check that video out if you haven't already seen it. It's up on Sports Today. The other bit is the third spinner, whether India will play 3 spinners or 3 fast bowlers. They can only do 1. If you look at cricketing logic, I think there will be no better place than Palakele to play 3 spinners. We've seen what's happened in the matches so far that have been played here, that it is really a spin friendly track, and so if there is a place that you're going to play 3 spinners, this is it. If the Indian team does not play 3 spinners here, if Indian team does not play Akshar Patel here, then I don't think there is any place that they will play 3 spinners. Then it's pretty much certain that they've taken Akshar Patel just to be a backup for Jadeja, and at no point will India play 3 spinners, no matter the conditions, because there cannot be better spin friendly conditions than this. So if the Indian team management is thinking about in certain conditions, and that's why they've picked Akshar Patel in the squad, that in certain conditions they will play 3 spinners, then this is it. So there's a good chance that India then goes with 3 spinners, 2 fast bowlers, and that will be a big headache. Who should be the 2 fast bowlers? One is Jasprit Bumrah. I think there is no doubt about that. The Indian team management most likely will play Jasprit, and so they should. He'll be your first choice fast bowler. The second fast bowler, it's very close. I know a lot of you have seen of Mohammad Siraj right now. He's bowling outstandingly well, whether it is with red ball, white ball, and you'd want to see him. I would also want to see him. But Mohammad Shami, the news that is coming out of the camp that the Indian team did in Bangalore, the news that we are getting was that Mohammad Shami looked like the best bowler in those practice sessions. He troubled all the top batters of India, whether Virat, Rohit, all the other players with his bowling. He was beating the batters very often, and he looked the best of the fast bowlers in those training sessions. So the team management has seen that, as well as the match simulations, and looking at Shami's form, they'd be tempted to play him as well. Don't forget, in the recently concluded IPL, white ball cricket once again, he was the highest wicket taker. With that in mind, now this is a catch-22 situation for the Indian team. Which way to go to? Siraj or Shami? Both equally good at the moment. The third option Indian team could go with, and that's where I'm getting to, that 3 spinner option. The other thought process could be, let's go with our 5 best bowlers. Forget the conditions, forget they are spin friendly. 5 best bowlers have to play. A lot of teams do that. A lot of teams go with this kind of an idea that, let the conditions be aside, our 5 best bowlers have to play. We've seen other teams also do it. If that's the thought process India has, and if you ask me who are India's 5 best bowlers, I have no qualms in saying Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, Kuldeep Yadav, Jadeja. Those are the 5 best bowlers without doubt. Then they need to play. But if you're going to look at conditions, horses for courses, as the team certain times says, then you have to play the third spinner, which means one between Shami and Siraj will have to sit out. Unfortunate might be, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So you might have to do that if you look at the conditions. So that's the update about what the Indian team is thinking, what the 11 is going to be looking like. Whether, as I said, I've done another video. The Indian team will have a press conference at 5 p.m. Sri Lanka time, which is 5 p.m. India time as well, 4:30 p.m. Pakistan time. Rohit Sharma will come. Pakistan team will do it 5:40 Sri Lanka in India time. So those updates about what is said in the press conference, what they are thinking about, all of those updates I will provide on Sports Today. So if you haven't subscribed to it, please do, and I'll bring you the live updates. You won't be able to see the live press conference on Sports Today. For the live press conference, do tune in to India Today, our channel, and that will be showing it live as well. 6:30 p.m. on India Today, I'll be coming live with Harbhajan Singh and Sunil Gavaskar, building up to that game. So that's also something to look forward to. That video will be up on Sports Today as well. So that's the latest update. Thank you, Dex, for talking about the background. This is the beautiful Kandy. Let me show you a bit more about the backdrop. Maybe you can see that lake there, beautiful lake surrounded by the hills. So those are the Kandy hills. It's a beautiful hill town that I'm coming to you live from. Right, so those are the latest updates about Indian team selection. I'll see you a lot today evening after the press conferences, and then later for analysis, then later with a special program with Gavaskar and Harbhajan Singh. So plenty coming your way. I'm sorry if I missed your super chats, because the super chats, I'm coming to you live from the phone, and a lot of super chats disappear very, very fast. So apologies for that, but I'll try and answer all your questions a little later in the day. For the moment, take care, guys. I'll try and do a Q&A later in the day. For the moment, bye bye, and do subscribe to Sports Today. Take care. Weather, I've done a separate video, check that out. Devesh done a detailed video about the weather. Bye.